Good morning, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and get started with the webinar. It shouldn't be too long, probably about half an hour. I'm going to go over just a few logistics for the Parents as Leaders training as well as the rally. On our website and also in the link that I sent out to you all, there's a Parents as Leaders training program which includes the schedule and training sessions. You should see it up on the screen now. Again, the training is held at the 4-H Conference Center in Chevy Chase, Maryland. Um, there is registration tonight from 4:30 to 7, but it's not necessary that you go there tonight to register because you'll be able to register tomorrow from between 7:30 and 11. And of course, registration is going to be for you all just checking in. Make sure you have your ID and your name should be on a list. And they'll just check you off the list and you'll be able to enter the program. If by any reason your name is not on the list, um, now I've sent the list of everyone who has registered. I've already sent it to the National Head Start Association. But if there's any issues, I will be available. You'll be able to contact me, and we'll get it squared away. Uh, You'll register in the lobby of the National 4-H Center. There'll be an opening plenary for Parents as Leaders. It takes place from 9 to 10:45. Excuse me. Breakout sessions will begin from 11 to 12:30. You have how to tell your story as a Head Start parent, navigating the K through 12 school system, financial planning, um, family financial planning, the Spending Diet Live. Then there's lunch from 12:30 to 1:30, and lunch is covered by the cost of the training, so you don't have to worry about lunch. And the from 1:30 to 2:45, you have health and nutrition for children and families. I think I need a lawyer, helping families find free legal help and what to expect when they do. Parents' role as their child's first teacher. Can you see me building bridges in your community through child-centered initiatives and Head Start Awareness Month? Head Start program governance, what parents need to know. Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped the time, I believe. You had from 1:30 to 2:45, and then beginning from 3 to 4 is can you see me building bridges in your community through child-centered initiatives and Head Start program governance. And also from 3 to 4 is how to get the most out of Head Start parent and family engagement. There'll be a break from 4 to 4:30. From 4:30 to 6:30, there'll be a closing plenary, Families Unite for Head Start 2017. From 6:30 to 17, from 6:30 to 7:30 is dinner. And from 7:30 to 8:30, there's a decorating block party. Uh, Join us to decorate some very special children's blocks, which you will leave behind with your members of Congress on Wednesday, September 27th. And then Wednesday morning, buses will load and depart from the 4-H Center beginning at 7 a.m. They'll be dropped off at the rally at Garfield Circle, and I'm going to go over a map to show you exactly where the drop-off and pickup locations are for those who are participating in the Parents as Leaders training as well as the rally. And the rally takes place from 11 to 12:30 at Upper Senate Park. And all day we'll be doing meetings with members of Congress. I have about 5 meetings set up right now. Hopefully, we'll get a few more this week. If anyone is interested in visiting your members of Congress, please let me know and I can sign you up for a team when we get to the rally on Wednesday, because I haven't been able to get in touch with a lot of people that want to be part of a team, but I'm positive we'll have some people who, when they come to the rally, would like to sign up to be part of a team. We'll sign people up, and then we'll assign everyone to visit a certain member of Congress based on your zip code. From 3:30 to 5:30, buses return to the 4-H Conference Center from Peace Circle. So I am going to pull up the map so you can see where these places are. Zoom this in. All right. So 4-H, I'm sorry, the buses will leaving 4-H at 7 a.m. When they get to the rally, they're going to drop you off here. So this is the bus drop-off location, Garfield Circle. The pickup location is at Peace Circle. The rally is here, and we will have a tent here. And what we're going to do, I'm going to go over this agenda a little bit later, but we're going to meet at the MHSA tent so that I can give out um, name tags. We'll have some other documentation there that you may be interested, especially if you're going on visits with your members of Congress. We'll meet here as a group, and then as a group, we'll walk over to the rally. All right. And the reason we're here is because most of the people attending the rally will be coming into Union Station, through buses or personal transportation or through the metro. This way, it's easy for them to locate us, come, get their information, and then we can walk over to the rally. And I'm going to go over that agenda a little bit later, but I wanted you to see where the pickup and drop off locations were for buses leaving the National 4-H Center. You can get this training program on our website. If you go to our website, go to events. Matter of fact, I'll pull it over for you. So here on our website, if you go to the events page, click on the Parents as Leaders training, and then right here, you'll be able to download the program. Click on it. It's right there. You can go right up here and download it or print it out. Now, the rally. You should have a link in your email. If not, I'm recording this, by the way. So I'm going to turn this into a video, and I'll send this video out so that people who did not log in, they'll be able to see the video. And included in that email will be a link to all of these documents. And the link is also on our webpage, and I'll show you exactly how to get there. Again, you go into events, go down to the Head Start Parent Rally, and right under the rally itinerary, click on Download Agenda and Other Important Documents by clicking here. And it'll open you up to a folder that has the rally agenda, talking points, Parents as Leaders training program, rally map, etc. So now for the rally, those who are coming in from the Parents as Leaders training, again, you are going to you're going to come in at Garfield Circle, and you can head over to the MHSA tent. It's not a long walk. It's about a 5-minute walk. We'll be meeting at the tent. We'll be there by 9 a.m. So from 9 a.m. to 9:45, we'll have people arriving at our tent. Our tent is located on Massachusetts Avenue between First Street Northeast and Second Street Northeast. And I'm going to bring that map up again after I go through this agenda. So from 9 to 9:45, people will be coming into the rally, coming to our tent. From 9:45 to 10:15, people will receive their rally name tags, instructions, and discuss hill visits. We'll start giving those things out as people are coming in, but 10:15 is when we'll finish. By 10:15, we'll walk over to the rally. We'll probably get there 10:25, 10:30 with the entire group, and then of course we've got to walk in through whichever registration tables the National Head Start Association has set up. And then from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., you'll have the rally events, and at the rally they have scheduled special guest speakers, different events going on at the rally. And from 12:30 to 1, those who are making visits, we ask them to please report to the tent. Others, if you came in through private transportation, or if your program is planning to leave right after the rally, you can feel free to, go ahead and depart. And just a reminder, if you're returning to the 4-H Center, buses will depart Peace Circle at 3:30, and they'll leave every 30 minutes until 5:30. So at the tent, those who are planning to do hill visits, we'll begin doing those visits from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Although we do have two visits set up, one at 9 and one at 10. It's the only times that we were able to get those visits. So we'll have a team that's set up to do the 9 p.m. visit and 9 a.m. visit and 9 and 10 a.m. visit. We'll have those set up in advance. The other visits, we have a visit at 2:45, 3 o'clock, and I think one at like 2 o'clock. We'll get teams together at the rally to make those visits. If you're interested, please let me know during this call, or respond through the email to let me know you're interested in doing hill visits. What we'll do is at 1 o'clock, we'll begin having team meetings. And during those team meetings, we'll develop a small agenda for you to take with you to your meeting. And, the agenda will consist of, well, we'll go over that in a little bit. We're actually going to go over that. Okay. So 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., we're doing hill visits. After 4 p.m., the hill visits should be over. And those, again, anyone who's taken private transportation or traveled in with their programs and are ready to leave, you can leave. You can leave at any time. Again, if you are going back to the 4-H Conference Center, they're leaving Peace Circle at 3:30 p.m. is when they're going to start leaving. Here are some talking points, and just a little coaching as to what you'd like to say to to your representatives when you do when you do Hill visits. All right. After the rally, as I said, we will have some time to organize the teams. We're going to discuss the agendas, and your agenda, to have, who's going to make the introductions, who's going to tell a story, who's going to give some statistics about their program, those type of things. And there'll be papers there, and you can just kind of write in who's going to do what and what they're going to say. As we sign people up, we'll identify a leader for each team, and we'll make sure everyone has a map. We'll have maps available there. We'll have the which Senate building each representative is located. So you'll have their address. You'll have who you're meeting with, what time you're meeting, and a map to get there. Right? And we'll ask the leader of the team to be the person who kind of makes the introduction to. It'll most likely be the staffer. It could be that actual representative, but the leader will make the introduction to the team, and then you can start the meeting. And your meeting will probably last about 15 minutes. Sometimes they go longer than that. You have some people who ask a lot of questions. They might go 20 to 30 minutes, but generally it's about 15 minutes. While you're in the meeting, what do you want to say? Again, you want to thank them for supporting early childhood programs. Introduce yourself and your group, and then thank the staff for taking the time to meet with the group. If you've never spoken with a staffer before, ask with that particular person, and you're not sure if they know about Head Start, ask them how familiar they are with Head Start, and you can give them a brief, very brief introduction to Head Start. You see these few things highlighted in red, and they correlate to key talking points. All right. So if you're introducing Head Start, you can come right down here, and there's a brief introduction to Head Start. After you introduce, after you do your introduction to Head Start, you want to tell your story. That's where parents are gonna tell them how important Head Start has been to them. Uh, Staff members can explain their story. We'd like to have uh, the congressman here from a parent's perspective as well as a staff's perspective. If you have any data about your program, bring it. Data and stories, they're a winning combination. You have the data to back up the stories. And then finally, you're gonna make it. You're gonna make the ask, whatever. And we're gonna go over that in a little bit. But you're gonna make the ask, right? And then you can ask them if they have any questions. And if they ask a question and you don't have the answer, feel free to say, I don't have the answer to that, but I can get you to someone who may. And you can feel free to give them my information or give them Yvonne's information. Or if there's someone else that you know who has that answer, feel free to give them their information, uh, so that they can get that answer. Or take down their email address so that you can have that person email them and give them, answer their questions. All right, so the key talking points. What is Head Start? It correlates to these red highlights here. All right, and it's just a brief explanation of what Head Start is. Then tell your story. Tell them about the Head Start in your community and why you believe in the program. From a staff's perspective, from a parent's perspective, let them know why it's important to you. And then to ask. All right, but before we leave, we like to ask three things. We're going to ask that you're going to say the elected official's name. help to address whatever needs or concerns that are in your community. So hopefully, you can maybe think about a few things as you're walking over, and it doesn't have to be in depth. Um, it can be something that you touch on and say, well, could we, maybe you'd like to schedule a meeting later on. Um, and if you don't have anything that you'd like to address specifically, then you can skip over this question or this ask and move on to number two. Number two is we ask that you're gonna, the elected official's name continue to make Head Start a priority, especially when funding fiscal year 18 funding decisions are made. Part of the reason that this rally is taking place in September is because they're working on the budget for fiscal year 18. So, we just like to keep them, we like them to keep us in mind when they're talking about programs that they need to cut or programs that they need to add, that they'd like to add funding to. We want them to keep us in mind. We want them to remember this rally. We want them to remember that we visited and the importance of Head Start programs. And then the last thing we like to ask them is to come out and visit. And I know, for staff that'll be there, you may not be able to schedule a visit without going back to your team. But if you can get tentative dates, I would recommend that you get those dates. Right? If you can tie them down to a date, I tie them down to a date and then bring it back to your team, because you may not be able to. If you say no, we can't do it, then you may miss that date. Um, and we really want, we want them to come out to the programs and visit. So if you can, if they can give you a date and say, yeah, we can make it out on this date, I tell them pencil it in, and that you'll have whoever contact you. So this information is the link that's on our website, leads you to this information. We'll have these documents at the rally so that you can, as we're preparing our agendas to visit, you'll be able to look this information over. So the information will be there as well. I'm gonna go back to this map just so we can go over this again. Okay. All right. Those who are coming in through Union Station, either your program is dropping you off there through with a bus, private transportation, or through the metro. You'll get dropped off at Union Station here. We'll have a tent right here. Again, this is Massachusetts Avenue between First Street Northeast and Second Street Northeast. We'll be right here at this corner. So once you get off, you should be able to locate us. We'll have a blue tent, a table with red MHSA logo on it, and there'll be two or three of us out there. Or if you arrive a little bit later, you'll see a group of us. Well, once everyone comes in and you've picked up all of your rally information, we'll walk around this way, come around Delaware Avenue, and into the rally. We will need to see, we may be coming around to Louisiana Avenue and then going into the rally. I'll just need to see where they have their entrance location set up. So it's either going to be coming down Delaware or going down Louisiana Avenue, wherever they have the registration booth set up. And I'll know that beforehand. And then after the rally, we'll head those who are doing visits, we're going to ask you to head back to the tent so that we can prepare for our visits. And then again, 4-H bus drop-off location is here at Garfield Circle in the morning, and pickup location is here from 3:30 to 5:30. So, does anyone have any questions in regards to the Parents as Leaders training or the rally?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I have a quick question. I have a parent that is very interested in going into the rally, but unfortunately she doesn't have childcare. Would she be able to go?
Will she be able to bring her children? Is it,
Yes.
yes, yes, she can. No, not a problem at all.
Okay. All right. Great. Thank you.
Yep. Are there any other questions? We also in this in the link there is a Metro map in the event that you need it. The highlighted in yellow is Union Station. So depending on where you're coming from, um, if you have parents who are not used to using uh, the metro is pretty easy. But you do need to plan it beforehand so that you know the route that you're taking. Right. So, for example, I live in Waldorf, Maryland, and I would catch the Branch Avenue Green Line. I would come in, get off at Gallery Place, then catch the red line to Union Station. Right. So this map is here in the event that you need to just look at your directions and taking the metro. If you know anyone who's taking the metro, and there are 2016 Maryland Head Start fact sheet, so that you can just look at some information that discusses the whole state. But we highly encourage you to have information that's particular to your program if you're going to be visiting um, representatives from your district. Even if we do not get a visit, we will have folders set up for those representatives that were not visiting, where we can have a group go by and just drop off information about Head Start. And if you have specific information that relates to your program, and when I say information, that's the number of families that you've served, any success stories that you may have, things of that nature. So, are there any other questions about the leaders training or the Families Unite rally? Okay. Well, you can always email me, and I'm going to edit this down to a video and drop it into everyone's email, along with a link to this folder and a link to the Parents as Leaders training program, so that you'll have that information handy. And if you have any questions that come up later, you can feel free to send me an email, give me a call. I'll be available. I get email straight to my phone, so I'll be able to If I have the answer right then, I'll be able to reply right then. And so look forward to that email later on today. A few hours from now, you should have that email. And if you have any questions, again, feel free to give me a call or shoot me an email. And that's it for me. If you don't have any questions, I hope you enjoy the training. I hope you enjoy the rally, and I'll see you there. Have a great day, everyone.